Hello there, my friend. If I could just get a hold of you for 1 minute, put you to sleep, and secretly implant one word in your mind so that your eyesight, whether your eyes were open or closed, all you could see is one word for one entire month, it would change your world, you, and the entire world, I promise you. And that is a word that I'm going to give you in a second. One word, it will absolutely change everything about it. We've been granted this beautiful mind of ours. We were given it to create anything and everything that we want. But what hinders that is the lack of the one word I'm going to give you. Our whole physical structure is so beautiful, but all the things that we desire, so many times we don't bring them about because of the lack of this one word. I ask you this simple question: is life showing up differently for you than you would like it to? And if that's the case, then we need this one word in our life. We don't see anything the way it truly is. We only see things the way that we are. And when you take time and wisdom, take time for wisdomology, and that is to seek his wisdom because that's who we are. And that's what we're so desirous of is wisdom. We want wisdom in our life. So we got to take time to unlearn. And this one word I'm going to give you is one of the most wisest words ever created, and it will help you to unlearn everything that you think you know. And you got to learn to trust the journey. We came from wisdom, we are wisdom, and we're going to be returning to wisdom once we leave time behind. So that's what you're after is wisdom. But this one word I'm going to give you today is going to help you wisdomology, time and wisdom, it's all about abundance. It's all about an abundance mentality and seeing time and wisdom as an infinite resource to uncover our true value, our purpose, vision, and wisdom. Alls we all want is very simple. We want to feel valued. What is my value to this relationship? What is my value to this company? What is my value to this position in life? What's my value? And then what's my purpose? Why am I doing this? What's this for? Why did I do that? Why am I engaged in this? And then we want a vision and wisdom for our lives. And so what prevents us from getting this lack of one word I'm going to give you right now, connect with me on defalco.com, take the assessment there. You get back a 44-page report on your mindset, your habits of thought. The 920 Society Mastermind was set up to stir people up to this one word that I'm going to give you here in a second, is to really, be a catalyst community. There's the 920 Miracles community. That's for those who want to dive deeper into spirituality, into the top 20 wisdom texts ever written, sacred texts. That's for that. Those people who have that kind of interest. WhatsApp connect with me on WhatsApp. This is my WhatsApp number, and type me this one word, persistence, because that's the word that if I could plant that on your mind, so you saw that, that's all you saw for one month entirely. And so when you look at a situation, let's say you weren't happy with it, well, you would have persistent written on top of it. Well, what'll change that is persistence. I'm not, I'm very, very successful, got a lot of money, but I'm not really satisfied. I'm not happy. Why? Well, I want you to see persistence because you're not persisting in something. So there's just a little video here, 5-minute video from Og Mandino. I will persist. The 10 secret scrolls, the one of them is I will persist. A lot of times people see them, they're from a book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. So they go, yeah, well, that's more about business. And no, it's about life. It's about selling you on you. So you need to be a great salesman. You need to sell yourself on your own happiness. So let me talk about the word persistence here for a second. Um, this is so important. Uh, this we've all heard this from Calvin Coolidge. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Persistence and determination. Are you determined to be happy? Are you determined to be wealthy? Are you determined to be satisfied? Are you determined that to have more joy? Are you determined to have time freedom? Are you determined to be in charge of your calendar, to let your calendar control you? What is it? The slogan "Press on" has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. And that's why I say everything in your world is going to change. The world will change as well when you really understand what persistence is. And look at, talk about time and wisdom. We're living in such a time that's so full of wisdom. Look, I just went to sacred-text.com. And I got the entire book from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. That he speaks a lot about persistence. It's all free. So what a time and age that we're living in. Let's take advantage of this. Let's persist. I hope that's in your mind for at least 1 month because this is what it's all about. I want you to persist in anything and everything that you want. Persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmuting desire into monetary equivalent. The basis of persistence is the power of will. Remember, the soul, mind, will, and emotions. So persistence is a big part of the soul. That's what gives its power. Willpower and desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair. Men who accumulate great fortunes are generally known as cold-blooded and sometimes ruthless. Often they are misunderstood. What they have is willpower, which they mix with persistence and of place back of their desires to ensure the attainment of their objectives. Henry Ford has been generally misunderstood to be ruthless and cold-blooded. The misconception grew out of Ford's habit of following through in all of his plans with persistence. So it goes on and talks about persistence. So sacred-text.com or get the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He goes very deeply into persistence and what's it about, intensity of one's desire. People say, I want to be happy. I'm not happy. Well, why not? Persist in being happy and you will figure it out. So as you come down and you read all about in this book, poverty is attracted to the one whose mind is favorable to it as money is attracted to him whose mind has been deliberately prepared to attract it. So it goes into all that poverty consciousness. This is what I was telling you about time and wisdom. It's all about an abundance mentality. So when you look down here, I mean, again, sacred-text.com, look up Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, all about persistence. You talk about a gold mine, so you can have, you can be, you can do, you can obtain anything that you want. So I encourage you, embrace time, embrace wisdom, and here's where it comes from. Definite purpose, desire, you got to desire it. You may say, well, I do desire to be happy, but you don't know what my circumstances are. Well, then you don't desire it enough. Otherwise, you'll change your circumstances. Wisdom didn't send us here to be changed by anything, but to change all things. Self-reliance, definiteness of plans, accurate knowledge, cooperation, willpower, habit. And then, it's just a matter of embracing wisdom, embrace this one word this month, and definitely get that mind to create all that it desires to create. And here are the reasons. Here are a lot of this failure to recognize and clearly define exactly what one wants. It's amazing. A lot of people we just stress and we strive and we cry and we moan that we're not getting what I want, but what do you really want? And if you write it down on paper, persist to have it. Procrastination, with or without cause, usually backed up with a formidable array of alibis and excuses, lack of interest in acquiring specialized knowledge, indecision, the habit of passing the buck, the habit of relying upon, alibis instead of creating definite plans. You need just a definite plan for happiness, for success, for love, for money, for wealth, self-satisfaction. There is but little remedy for this affliction and no hope for those who suffer from it. Indifference, usually, and some people stay in circumstances and they go, well, I can't stand my circumstances. Well, you're self-satisfied. You're still in them. you know, somebody said, ask, hey, how you doing today? And they said, well, under the circumstances. Well, how the hell did you get under the circumstances in the first place is the question. So self-satisfaction is a killer. Indifference, usually reflecting one's readiness to compromise on all occasions rather than meet opposition and fight it. The habit of blaming others, weakness of desire, willingness, even eagerness to quit at the first sign of defeat, lack of organized plans. Here we go again. The habit of neglecting to move on ideas or grasp the opportunity, wishing instead of willing. The habit of compromising with poverty instead of aiming at riches. General absence of ambition to be, to do, to own. Searching for all shortcuts. Fear of criticism. So Anyway, I challenge you. I hope that this word, I haven't gotten a hold of it. I'm putting you to sleep, but I'm just want to implant that. Every time you look at something this month and you're not satisfied, you're not happy, you're not fulfilled, or whatever it is, I want you to see that word persistence. I'm not persisting. I'm not persisting. Come over to sacred-text, look up .com, look up Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, make copy this list. So thank you for being here. Persist, persist, persist this month. Come over, see me in the 920 Society community on Facebook, and let's persist together. Thank you.